Hey everybody, how's it going? Here's the last stage of the Heroes Challenge. It is against Lucy. If you clear her stage, you will get a Miracle Min. And of course, don't forget, if you clear all 5, you do get 5 orbs as an additional reward. Pretty nice. This stage, it's a pretty lax stage. All you really need is Damage Wall and a Gravity Barrier team. So if you have both, that really helps. And in addition, this has swords that have additional damage if you pick them up. So those are the actual items, not panels like we saw before. Party here, I've got Glover, 2 of them in fact. I've got Beelzebub and Sinbad in his transcended form today. As you can see, there were Dark Angels. If you take them out, a sword will drop in their place. You want to pick up that sword to be able to do extra damage. However, you want to take care that you don't hit the shield, because the shields, when they activate their skulls, explode and it hurts. So you want to try and do damage while avoiding hitting said shield. Do that and you'll have an easy time for the stage. You can see that there's particular monsters. So the what is it? Yuzuru. Those guys with the wings, both of their attacks do hurt a lot. That bottom number does about 12k damage, and the top number does about 28k. So you do want to take them out in a fairly efficient manner so that they don't activate their attacks. But unlike the other stages, it's not like there's no hearts or anything. It's a pretty straightforward stage. So as long as you don't end up hurting yourself by taking out those shields, and you know, you could be lucky that if you're moving, you don't have any of your friendly units near those shields, it'll be fine. But don't forget that you also have that extra turn afterwards to do damage, right? Even if the swords aren't already up. And you know, it should be without saying that you should avoid picking up both swords in a single move like this move might. But on the other hand, if you see the opportunity to do damage, there's nothing stopping you. The other big enemy that you need to watch out for is right here, Angle Boss? I don't remember the name exactly, but that middle attack is a big meteor drop, and it does 80k damage in total. Again, if your monsters are on top of each other, that damage can add up. So you should pretty much think that an 80k damage is close to a death sentence. You might get lucky with a full HP team, but do make sure you take care of those guys ASAP so you don't have to worry about it in general. This is a pretty quick stage, I feel like. It can also end very quickly, right? Like I said, with those shields doing damage of upwards to I think it was 15k? Yeah. If you have multiple monsters in there, your HP can just melt really quickly. But since it is a standard stage, you know, take advantage of those swords. Not that difficult. I mean, it's nice. I guess it's interesting that they put these quests really in an order that's from hard to easy. You can argue some of the middle ones could be shifted in terms of difficulty, but for the most part, it just got easier and easier as the quests went on. And you know, I guess it helps that the necessary abilities for this stage is very lax, right? You don't have to worry about a specific sling type, whether they're bounce or pierce. You know, gravity barriers and damage wall is a pretty standard set of skills nowadays. Of course, you know, if you're still starting, it might be a little bit difficult, but even, you know, drop monsters nowadays have that combo, and with the library available, at least you can get this done. I guess it's a little disappointing to see that Lucy's stage wasn't more difficult, you know? Like, I would have expected Lucy's stage to be that really tough one, rather than Solomon being the one with that crazy stage that was difficult to do. And I don't know, Lucy's kind of small on this stage, right? Like, you'd expect something a little bit more grandiose for her. Oh well. Anyways, I mean, once you clear out the stage, it really is simple. You can see me making my attacks in no time almost, so that's how pretty straightforward it felt on the stage. And yeah, this was a one-shot clear as well, so even without knowing what's out there, just knowing it was a gravity barrier damage wall stage, fine. But you see the sword, you know it's gonna do extra damage, so make sure you take advantage of it. Again, you see the what is his name? What is his name? I know I had it somewhere, but that guy's there just waiting to be pummeled. Angle Bosa. Okay, yeah. Did I say that? I don't remember if I said that the first time. But Sinbad's strike shot, you get the Kabedon, extra damage every time you hit a wall. The shield is cleverly in the way of the weak points, but so I think I don't get to do as. No. He lost the Kabedon when he got his Transcension, right? God. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. It has the command strike shot now. I mean, that's a nice strike shot too, but I always remember Sinbad with the Kabedon, right? And yeah, so I mean, you saw there. That's an instance where the the stage will hurt you. Lucy's attack, profile doesn't really do that much. Maybe if you get really unlucky with the energy circles, but for the most part, it's a very survivable thing. It's just if you get unlucky with your team being in the wrong place at the wrong time, that's where a lot of your HP can just poof like that. That's the only reason I can imagine dying. Just be a little careful about your team. Maybe deliberately avoid taking out those shields if you see your team around it. That's the only thing I can say, but yeah. And as you can see, that was the last stage I did for the set, so clearing them all, 5 orbs. Thank you very much. Don't have to worry about it again. Now, it is interesting. It's an interesting thought if they do something like this in the future. That would be pretty cool. We can see a lot more monsters, a lot more creativity, hopefully. And hopefully we don't see anything monster level like Shin Amaterasu was, because that was rough. I don't want to choke Kyoku quest like that too often. I mean, once in a while it's okay, but oof, those are always, it's a tough pill to swallow. And since we had a bunch of Legends exclusives, we also had the Oriental Traveler get their own set of new monsters, so we have a lot of monsters that are just waiting for like their stage to shine. And those stages always have a really low pack of possible monsters. It sucks to have a stage that is really only meant for like 4 or 5 monsters, and if you don't have them, well, too bad. But anyways, it was a fun set of stages. Definitely, I enjoyed it. The few hours that it took for me to complete it all. But yeah, I mean, it'll be maybe if they spread it out once per day, that would make it interesting. I don't know. But we have celebrations coming up very soon to celebrate Monster Strike hitting 5 years in their official YouTube channel, and they also hit 1 million subscribers. So we will see what cool stuff comes out of that. So until next time, bye bye.